Okay, now in this video, I want to talk about how to factor a trinomial. How to factor a trinomial into this form, x plus a times x plus b. The first we will talk about the trinomial where the coefficient of x squared is 1. And remember, trinomial is a polynomial with 3 terms, right? So this is a trinomial. Now, so we want to factor this trinomial into a product of x plus a and x plus b, right? So if we can know what does a and b equal, then we'll be done, right? So now I'm going to show you what is the relationship between these two numbers a and b. To show you this, first let me use a FOIL to multiply x plus a by x plus b. So we're going to have x squared plus x times b plus a times x plus a times b. Now remember, since a and b are some numbers, so I can combine these two terms and write as a plus b times x and plus a times b. Okay, so from this, what can we see? We know this expression gonna be equal to this expression, right? And this expression gonna be equal to the product of these two binomials, right? And since when we assume the product of these two binomials equals our original trinomial, so we can have this conclusion. That is x squared minus 3x minus 10 gonna be equal to x squared plus a plus b x plus a times b. Okay, now if the both things are the same, so that means negative 3x has to be equal to a plus bx, and negative 10 has to be equal to a times b. So now we found the relationship between these two numbers a and b, and the relationship is a plus b has to be equal to the coefficient of x. And if the coefficient of x is a positive number, we put a positive number. If the coefficient is a negative number, we put a negative number. So it's negative 3. And the product between these two numbers must be the constant. Again, if it's positive, we write a positive number here. If the number is negative, we have to include the negative sign. Okay. Then you may say, oh, we know their relationship, but we still don't know what are these two numbers. Then, to find what are these two numbers, we need to think about, okay, so which two numbers are gonna satisfy these two conditions? The conditions are the product of these two numbers has to be negative 10, and the sum of these two numbers has to be negative 3. Okay, we start with this condition. Since these two numbers, their product is negative 10, so that means they has to be the factors of negative 10. So let's consider all the factors of negative 10. So positive 1, negative 10. And because we wanted their sum to be negative 3, okay, now obviously 1 and a negative 10, the sum is not negative 3, so we drop this. And now consider 2 and negative 5. Okay, you see 2 plus negative 5 equals negative 3. So this is what we're looking for. Okay, and after that, it doesn't matter which number you let be A or B. So you can say A is 2 and B is negative 5, or A is negative 5, B is 2. So therefore, when we factor this trinomial x squared minus 10, the result is x plus 2 times x plus b, which is x plus negative 5. So that is x plus 2 times x minus 5.